Welcome back, chooms. Phantom Liberty and patch 2.0 are just around the corner, and today we're going to go through the latest news we have so far. One of the more burning questions people have right now is when exactly is 2.0 coming out. So in the recent response to a question, Global Community Director for CDPR said this: "We should be able to share details about 2.0 release date next week. Thank you for your patience." And those news have arrived because CDPR announced a new stream on September 14th at 5 PM Central European Summer Time, and that's 8 AM Pacific Daylight Time. This episode will feature talks about new radio, we will have Idris Elba talk about Reed, gameplay and new abilities. They will even throw in a surprise or two. So, do you think patch 2.0 after the stream, or maybe it's next week after all? Tell me down below. As always, I will go here on YouTube as well so we can watch it together. Don't miss it. Now, in the other news, get your PC cooling ready because lead scene programmer for CDPR said this: "Before release of Cyberpunk 2.0 and Phantom Liberty, please check conditions of your cooling system in PC. We use all what you have, so workload on CPU is going to be 90% on 8 core, and that's to be expected. To save your time, please run Cinebench or similar and check stability of your systems." Later on he added that they agree with articles that up to 8 cores SMT is good, above so 12 and more better to turn it off, but you will be able to see if you think differently, being that games today have issues to utilize all advantages of multi-core CPUs. But this is good because he was asked this: about 90% on core, does that include HT and SMT, meaning 90% utilization across 16 threads? To which Philip replied, "It will be natively supported, so no more mod needed," referring to the mod used to address issues of people who use Ryzen SMT hyper-threading technology. So finally guys, no more mods. And look, updated system requirements and performance is a constant questions people have in my comments, and look, so far we shall see on release. Performance so far in Cyberpunk is good, much better than on release, but by adding these additional features and changes, they can improve on performance even more, and honestly, I'm glad they are addressing these issues. When it comes to the download size of expansion, according to PlayStation Game Size, they said it's 32.926 gigs, or well, we can round it up to 33 gigs overall. And this could be the case because if we go back to The Witcher 3, Blood and Wine was around 35 gigabytes, while Hearts of Stone, being obviously smaller, only 10. CDPR also shared some detailed information about vehicle combat and car chases, saying that there are essentially 3 new ways to take out your ops. First thing you can do is use your pistol or SMG either from the back of your bike, straight through your car windshield, or on the side window. You can kinda see how this will look with my modded gameplay. Next option is using brand new mounted weapons available on certain Nomad cars that utilize Crystal Dome tech. Those Gatling guns will make Swiss cheese out of anyone standing in your way. And with a more subtle approach to vehicle combat can be taken with a new car hacking abilities for netrunners, and by subtle they mean explode other cars, make them slam brakes, or accelerate without stopping. I mean, those poor NPCs have no idea what's coming to them. I have some ideas. They also said that car chases happen more naturally now, with NCPD actively chasing you if you try to get away, as we have seen in other gameplay videos. In the other news, we also have confirmation about the name of the location from the trailer. So this location where you have V and Songbird is actually called Black Sapphire, and it's a very definition of clandestine. This club is owned by Hansen and located on the top of his sanctuary. It lures in elite players not just from Night City but from around the world. It's a secure place to make all sorts of shady deals, secure from all except the watchful eye of Kurt. There was another gameplay video that CDPR did in collaboration with Much, who makes excellent gameplay edits, showing us ultimately the flow of combat with new finishers and abilities, and honestly I am glad because this was so well done, to the point where you can just make sick frags. I mean, look at the transition when player switches from a pistol, like for example a shotgun, to a knife and so on. That's honestly amazing. Having finishers on top of that is really good addition that was lacking from the combat so far, where in some cases you have a finisher with mantis blades and katana and so on, but it didn't really flow well for me since it can be very random, and sometimes when I expect the finisher to happen, it doesn't happen. Also, for a second we have a scene with some people wearing strange looking masks, and at first glance it doesn't say much. It could be bozos, but they are clowns. I don't see them looking like this unless they had a redesign. Maybe Inquisitors or some other booster gang, but you know, Inquisitors, they are an old booster gang from Cyberpunk 2020, I doubt they will be here. And if you didn't know, Inquisitors is more of a cult, and they detest any form of cyberware in any way, shape or form, wanting to stay completely pure, as they say, and natural. But look, I mean, so far it could be any gang. On TikTok we have 3 new videos, the latest one showing location within Dogtown called Luxor Heights, which seems to be location of Voodoo Boys, Scavs and much more. Interesting that Voodoo Boys have their own part of the combat zone there, and honestly, because they said in the video Voodoo Boys are doing some crazy voodoo there, I do wonder what sort of quests can we expect, you know, from that area. After that, we have also learned about Golden Pacific, which seems to be one of the main location Barghest hang out in. It's going to have their logistics, money and nightclubs, so hanging out there is going to be, well, tough if you are not Barghest. Last video on the list showcases how gigs from Mr. Hands will work, getting a call for him from time to time where he tells us to go to a location, to pick something up or do anything else, and this might be that mission which can repeat itself indefinitely, so we can make eddies that way. And a nice use of new abilities in the video as well. Combat is very crisp. Another series of questions I get whenever I upload is what about New Game Plus? So we can assume it won't be there. Devs repeated multiple times that they would love to do it, but it would take too much time for them, especially for this game. And I mean, if it was implemented already, they wouldn't be hiding this for us. It would have been posted across all of their videos. And another question which has been asked for 2 years now is about third person. So for all of you asking, that won't be happening. You know, that was the case since the release, because as far as I know they haven't planned to implement it at all after the release, because again it would take too much time. For the end, a PSA for all PC users: if you have any mods, make sure to do a clean install before update and expansion come out, so you don't encounter any script errors. And it's not just enough to remove mod files. I actually recommend deleting the entire Cyberpunk folder and starting anew. Don't worry, your saves are in a different location, plus there is cloud. But of course, if you want to make sure your saves, at least on PC, are in your local disk C, user, your username, saved games, CD Projekt Red, and there you will see the files themselves. So this is everything for today. Thank you for watching. I cannot wait for all of us to finally jump into the update and the expansion. There will be heavy coverage after it comes out, and honestly, I am very excited to make all of those videos. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe for more, and join our community on Twitter and Discord. Also, huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out, and stay classy, chooms. Bye bye.